When you think about the World Cup, there's only one team that comes to mind. With silky skills, incredible footwork, and the sight of 11 yellow jerseys rushing towards the opponent's goal. With the speed and fluidity to send every single football fan into an adjective overload just trying to describe what they're seeing. From the concrete cages to the dust and gravel strewn favelas, all the way finally onto the most luxurious green pitches in the world, it has to be Brazil. For the next few minutes, I'll present three generations, three attacking lineups, three players in each, one from each of their golden generations, to see which one can really call themselves the ultimate attacking trio. First up, we have the legendary team of the 60s, culminating on what many people still call the greatest footballing side of all time, the 1970 World Cup winning Brazilians. A team built on beautiful attacking football with speed, skill and grace, and with Carlos Alberto marshalling a strong back four, the attacking freedom and brilliance came in the form of having a creative ball-playing midfield supplying an insane forward line. The first being Rivelino, who occupied the left-hand side of the attacking three and managed to get on the score sheet 3 times during that tournament, providing cross after cross with deadly set pieces and drawing defenders in with his fantastic dribbling skills. This inevitably gave more space for Tostao, Cruzeiro's top goal scorer of all time, to work his magic. Tostao was more the brain of the front three, with his knack of being in the right place at the right time. But lastly, this front three wouldn't be complete without arguably the best player of all time, Pele. I'm not sure anything I could say about this man could do him justice, but winning the World Cup 3 times as a player, with the first being at 17 years old, is only part of the reason why he is still mentioned as one of the best ever to play the game. A career that saw him score over 650 goals and excite fans wherever he went, his talents have enough to potentially win this debate all by himself. Moving forward quite a few years, and after victory in the 1994 World Cup in the US, Brazil were again feeding the ambition and inspiration of a new generation, who after losing in the final to France in 1998, would take the 2002 World Cup by storm, with the help of a dodgy English keeper of course. Much like the front three of 1970, the three-pronged attack of 2002 contained the perfect mix of skill, speed, poise, and in Ronaldo, one of the greatest strikers of his generation. Now I know due to the prominence of a certain Cristiano Ronaldo and a little post-career weight gain, Brazilian Ronaldo often gets a tough rap, usually being called Fat Ronaldo. But make no mistake, this guy was the absolute real deal, hands down the best striker I've ever seen play the game, and seen by many of today's top players as the benchmark for greatness. Players like Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Harry Kane have both spoken openly about their obsessions with Ronaldo, and how they want to do exactly what he does, to move like him, to score like him, and become one of the greatest strikers. For a player to inspire not only his country, but the young players of many nations around the world, shows you how good he was. With a staggering 8 goals in 7 games and quite possibly the worst haircut the World Cup has ever seen, Ronaldo reached Pele-like status with performances that saw him become the highest scorer in World Cup finals, at the time that is. I could honestly stand here and tell you how amazing he is for hours, but he did have 2 accomplices alongside him who weren't too bad either. And by too bad, I mean they were also in a universe of their own, starting with Rivaldo. The oldest of the front three at this tournament, but still only 30, he was the driving force of this attacking trio, combining his ability with the experienced head to match. The left-footed wizard was named man of the match in 3 of the 7 games during the tournament, and contributed with 5 goals and an assist. To be honest though, this was expected of a man who had just completed his 5th season entertaining the world at Barcelona, but after the tournament he would move on to AC, and was replaced 1 year later at Barca by none other than an up-and-coming 22-year-old from PSG, who just so happened to also play in this front three. It's Ronaldinho. Now much like Ronaldo, Ronaldinho inspired a generation of footballers who now play with flair, audacity, and most of all with a smile on their face. His on-the-field magic summarises the Brazilians' approach to football. He was an absolute joy to watch, and even when he managed to lob David Seaman from 40 yards in the quarter-final in 2002, even England fans couldn't help but admire the genius behind one of the World Cup's most iconic goals. So finally, we reach the current generation, where yet again, as with Pele and Ronaldo, Brazil have a new jewel in their attacking crown, Neymar. Admittedly, today's generation hasn't quite achieved what the others did, but they're the players who have yet to reach their international prime, so this is more of a can they do it rather than looking back at previous successes. Let's start with the obvious one, Neymar. He's won everything there is to win at club level with Barcelona and PSG, but unfortunately he is living in a time when the footballing world has been well and truly conquered by Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. When these two depart, he may step up from being number 3 to number 1, but until then, playing for Brazil represents his only chance at stepping out of their shadow and showing the world he means business. He's their captain and their talisman, but not without class alongside him. First in Neymar's supporting cast is Gabriel Jesus. The 21-year-old was famously pictured painting the streets when the last World Cup finals were held in his home country in 2014, and now he steps onto the field as a Premier League title winner, having moved to Manchester City and challenged their all-time goal scorer Sergio Aguero for his spot in the first team. But don't mistake his youth for lack of experience. Jesus already has 10 goals in 18 games on the national team, and if this summer doesn't work out, he will still definitely be a part of further generations to come. And secondly in Neymar's entourage is Philippe Coutinho. Now the World Cup has seen Willian start in the attacking three, although I think Chelsea fans will agree he's not quite at the world-beating level. And we could have also used Roberto Firmino in there. However, it looks like a straight shootout between him and Gabriel Jesus for the striker's role, and with Jesus having started all the group games ahead of the Liverpool man, we can't really use him as a vital cog in this attacking three. But one player who is definitely invaluable for the Brazilian side is Coutinho. After starting his career as a left winger at Inter and often playing along the front three, a transfer to Liverpool saw Coutinho drop slightly deeper into a playmaking role, somewhere around the number 10 spot. But don't think he isn't involved in the beauty of Brazilian football, as his footwork, dribbling and long-range shooting make him the perfect attacking midfielder, and with his continued development at Barcelona, he is now definitely one of the best midfielders in the world and the perfect foil for Jesus and Neymar in the Brazilian setup. So there you have it, 3 generations with 3 different attacking lines, each containing 3 players. But which one's the best? For me, I'm slightly biased as I grew up watching a 2002 World Cup with the likes of Rivaldo, Ronaldo and Ronaldinho. But which one's your favourite? Let me know in the comments below, and until next time, I'll see you later.